Bruce Hitchings from Highland Reeds. A number of years ago, I designed and developed my own synthetic drone reeds. Whilst developing the reeds, I looked at the other products on the market and went back to my principles from the cane reeds and tried to develop a reed that had many or just about all the principles I could include and incorporate into a synthetic reed from the cane reed. The reeds come in three parts, with the reed seat, the body of the reed, and the white plug. The reed seat is what is hemped up, goes into the bottom of the drones, and I'll explain more later on how to do this. The body of the reed obviously holds the tongue. The tongue's made out of glass fibre, and the bridles are flat and can be adjusted just by moving up or down. Like most synthetic drone reeds, the most minute adjustment will make a big difference. One of the different features with my reeds, which is fairly unique, is that the tongue is straight. I was the first one to come out with this design. So rather than bend the tongue, and after a while the tongue goes back and you might lose the flexibility in the tongue lies completely straight, and the curvature is in the body of the reeds. This means it gives you more reliable sound, steadier tone, and when the moisture film or builds up underneath the tongue and the reed, I then put in these grooves, which I call moisture grooves, and this disperses any moisture out the side so that the reed still works efficiently. The moisture grooves can also be very good in resetting the bridles, and indicates on the instructors that if the bridle is set over the third groove, this is a good position for the bass drone, and over the second groove for the tenor reeds. So this is a good indication. The white plug mainly acts as an on-off switch. So by turning this round, turning it off in the on position, and then you turn it round into an off position, and this saves you having to find plugs to plug off your, or corks to put off your bass or put off your reeds. And then turn the plug to the off position, and that's your reed off. This can be really handy at times when you need to just put a reed off, or even if you want to play your pipes without the drones going, play the chanter, it's good. The other great thing is the telescopic can be pulled off. You can easily make adjustments to the reeds. Or if the reeds are really wet, you can pull the white plug out and just blow the moisture out, put the white plug back in, and carry on playing. They need a lot of moisture to affect these reeds. In fact, they are one of the most moisture resistant reeds on the market and stay steady and reliable. One of the first principles of a cane reed when you're looking for a cane drone reed was always to check if it was airtight. So blowing through the reed, it's difficult with the camera to pick up that reed is leaking. I could put it in a glass of water and blow it, you would see the bubbles. There are certain things you can do to manipulate that to get it going, but it's not what we're doing here today. We're talking about the synthetic reeds. So I was very keen to get that same principle with the synthetic reed and make sure that they were air efficient. i.e. when the reed shuts off, it's completely airtight and it's not wasting energy. The principle of the drone reeds is that the pulse goes up. This causes a vacuum, then as a pulse comes back down, opens the tongue. So in principle, the drone reed is closed more than it is open. Now if these reeds are leaking air, it's like having 3 holes in your bag. So everybody tests their pipes, they test their bags to make sure the bags are airtight, and then they just go and start playing their pipes and they don't do. So a very good test for your pipes is just to blow them up, put a cork in the chanter, take the chanter out, put a cork in, blow the pipes up and check that the air is not leaking and your bag is staying up. That way you know your joints are all tight, you know you're not wasting energy, you know that your valve's not leaking, and it's a very good test. Here we go. Now, the drone should cut off. They should all cut off at the same time if they're taking the same amount of air. And actually, if you listen to your drones, you shouldn't hear air coming through them. If you do hear air coming through them, this means that the drone reeds are leaking and it's energy that you're wasting. I would guarantee if you were playing a pipe bag or if you were testing your bag and you could hear air actually escaping from the bag, you wouldn't play that bag for very long. However, people don't do this test and they carry on playing, and it's energy you're wasting and losing. There's another significant factor from the cane drone reed why we test it to make sure that it's airtight, and that is you'll only get the higher harmonics from your drones, which enhances your chanter sound when the reed is actually physically closing. It's the whole principle of the reed, to close and to open. This sends the pulse up. That's what gives us the higher harmonics, which makes the chanter sound and the drone sound blend together. So it's really quite important that you do achieve this from your pipes. I would advise any use to check your own pipes. I'm not quite sure how long we've been going at the moment, but these pipes, as you can see, the bag's still completely tight. I'm not wasting energy, and I know that my reeds are air efficient. I suggest you check your own pipes and see how long your bag stays up before the drones come back on. And what I mean by that is once the air goes down, they'll come back on. One of the other qualities or features that we're looking for in the synthetic drone reed is the striking. Striking is really quite crucial for a pipe band to get that nice sound, to complement the drum rolls, to get the drones coming in nicely without the squealing, and to know that once you bring the chanter in and that E comes in, that your drones are in, and that you've not got somebody in your band that's got a double toning reed and squealing through the whole performance. So really, you want to have a reed where you have complete confidence that that's not going to happen. And that's what I have achieved with my pipes. I'm just going to strike up now. First of all, I'm going to bring the bag in. You'll hear the reeds double tone like cane. I'm not playing the chanter, but you'll hear all the drones come in. Then I'm going to illustrate by just blowing the pipes up without striking it, but showing and proving that the bass reed or all the reeds will come in and you know that they're in tune. Or if you've got somebody that's not that confident, just blow the pipes up. And that's a great relief, not only for the pipe major, but also the pipers, to know that you're not going to have squealing drones in any position. Installing and setting the reeds up. Like most reeds that are sent out, the instructions say these reeds come preset. Well, they do come preset, but they're preset to what? They're preset to my pipes and the strength that I blow at. So the important thing is that you set the reeds up properly and then get them set for your own blowing strength. The really important thing here is to make sure that the reed seat is firmly inserted into the bottom of the drone. This must be airtight, air efficient, and not loose, because that will cause unsteadiness and make the reed not function properly. What I've done on the reed seat, you can see here there's a wee groove like the old cotton reel, and you can pull the hemp through that, which will then make sure that you get a nice tight round there. So when you start to wind it round the reed seat itself, it's nice and firm. Now, I recommend using waxed hemp for this, and particularly even putting extra wax on. We haven't got much time here, but ideally you would, just like hemping up your drones, you would take this slowly and you would hemp this up, coming down. What I normally do is finish about not quite a quarter of an inch from the bottom or to 1/8 of an inch, and then start going back up again. Take this back up. I'm just doing this quickly at the moment, and then try it in the pipes to see. Starting to get there. Now the reason I don't go all the way down is because when you squeeze it into the pipes, this pushes it down, and you don't want the hemp coming off the bottom. This will affect the tonal quality if you have hemp over the bottom of the reed. We'll do that once more. Go down, take a 1/2 inch, pull it, take the extra hemp, and you can put that up the side of your drone. When that gets inserted into the stock, it means that even if your reed did fall out, it's not going to fall into your bag, particularly if you were playing a sheepskin bag. Make sure it is pushed all the way up to the shoulder, and one good test is to pick it up, shake it about, and know that it's firmly in there. Once you've achieved that, you can then insert the reed onto it. Now once you've got the reed on, you play your pipes, find out what pitch your chant is at, and of course you want your drones tuning at about this level just above the hemp is the ideal place. This is so that the maximum of the tuning chamber can actually create the correct sound you want. If it tunes down here, it means that you won't get the nice sound coming out of your pipes. So if it's tuning too high, you make the reed longer. And basically, the amount that you shift the reed on the reed seat is the amount that you will shift the drone. It's the same amount. So in actual fact, this reed seat and the moving body becomes a 3rd or a 2nd tuning pin on the tenor reeds. So if it was tuning too low, for instance, I make it shorter and I push this back up, and that will get the drone tuning up where you want. Once you've got the correct positions for your drone's tuning, you can check the strength of your reed. If you're playing a hard chanter reed, you might need to open the bridle up a fraction, i.e. you move the bridle up, making the tongue longer. If you're playing an easier chanter reed, you might need to move the bridle down, and that way this will also adjust the pitch of the reed slightly. All these reeds are tested by me before they're dispatched. Every set goes into my pipes. I try them, I make sure that they shut off, that they function properly, and I know when I send them out that they're operating. If you follow the instructions or you need further assistance, there's full details including video coverage on my website. Thank you.